What's up, bookish welcome back to the channel. I've been trying to figure out which books I want to read in July, but I haven't had any. Well, I had, look, let's not get it wrong. I've picked out a few books that I'm intrigued in reading, and some of them are new releases, some of them are old books and series I'm trying to get through. But the majority of the books I want to read are on my Kindle, which is good, so I can actually put it to use, like for real, for a whole month. So, I think I'm gonna share with you guys the ones that I want to read on my Kindle first, and then I'll go to the ones that's on my physical copybooks that I have on hand. Yeah. So the first book I want to read is Our Scorching Summer, by Kels and Denise Stones. I seen this book on either Book Talk or Bookstagram or probably both, but I think I seen it where the authors were promoted and they was throwing a pool around in the ocean, and I heard it was full of spice, so I'm interested in reading that to see what that is about. I also want to read Consider Me by Becca Mack. I think it's supposed to be like a sports romance. Now, mind you, I don't know what the majority of these books about because I haven't read them, unless it's part of a series over here that I've already read. Then I can give you guys that. The pictures for the books, you should be seeing them right here. If not, sorry. But most likely it's going to be up here for you guys to see exactly what I'm talking about. The next book on my Kindle that I'm interested in reading is The Right Move by Liz Tomford. I read Mile High by her, and apparently this is the brother. It's supposed to be my best friend's brother trope on The Right Move. And everyone say this is like the best book out of the, I don't forgot, Sky High, Mile High, something like that. Whatever this trilogy called, what a duo. Well, it's a trilogy because Caught Up, I think, is the next book that come out in this series. So I want to read this one because everyone say this is like the best book. The first book, I rated that book and told you guys how I felt about that book. I don't even remember, but I think it was about Stevie and Xander. I think that's his name, Stevie and Xander. But I want to read The Right Move so I can finish that series off so I can be caught up to read Caught Up. So, yeah. The next book is Fair Catch by Candy Starner. I want to read her series because a lot of people have been talking about this series with The Blind Side and all those other books in the series. But I want to read Fair Catch. And if I enjoy any of these books, I am going to buy the physical copy of it just so that I can have it for my reading wrap up. But yeah. The next one is, I think I'm going to read Daisy Hates because I haven't read that one yet. I've only read Magnolia Park, and I want to finish that Universe out too as well, although they're toxic. We all love our toxic besties. Then I'm going to read A.E. Valdez, all I've wanted and all I needed by her. It's a series. I want to read that. I love A. Valdez. I read I'm drawing a blank right now. A Worthy Love by her, and it was so good. And all the girlies on TikTok has been talking about how amazing her writing is, and I do agree because I do love A.E. Valdez. Anything she writes, I want to read. I also want to read Priest by Bree Shade. I think that's her name. Priestess by Bree Shade. I want to read that. That seems like a good book. I don't know what any of these books about, but I want to read them. And I also want to finish read King of Pride by Anna Hong. I read King of Wrath so far. I read King of Wrath like last year sometime, but I want to read King of Pride and see what that's about. And I think that's about it that I want to read on my Kindle. Most likely, yeah. I think that's about it. All the books I want to read on my Kindle for right now. So I guess I'll share with you guys the physical book that I want to read, which are, I want to finish reading the Shadow Me series like I've been telling you guys. So Defy is the next book. Defy Me is the next book that I need to be reading. And I really don't even want to end this series because I love the characters in this book. Like these series, like the books, I love the characters in here. I love Kenji. I love Aaron. I love Juliet. I just love watching them grow closer and learning themselves and, you know, just being who they are. But yeah, I want to read this. This is I don't know. And by the same author, I want to dive into A Woven Kingdom. I've had this book since it came out, and I think it's the second book to the series. It's a pink cover, which I need to get, but I want to read this first before I just go purchasing books, not knowing if I'm going to like them. But I guess, but then again, that's what I did with all the books on my shelf. I haven't read a majority of these books, so. But I want to read this to see if her writing is just as good in this book as it is in the Shadow Me series. So we're going to be reading this month. I might even do a reading vlog on this show. Yeah. And I think this is a new release that just came out, I want to say in April. And I've been seeing a lot of girlies talking about this, Divine Rivals. A lot of people be saying it's like a 5-star read. I want to read this to see what it's about, see if I like it. So this is another read for the month. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get through all these books this month, so don't hold me to it. Do not hold me to it. The next book I want to read is by Lynn Painter. It's The Love Wager. I've been really putting this book off mainly because so far I read 2 of her books. Now, I know she got Mr. Wrong Number, but I haven't read that one yet because my Books of Me never had it in stock. So I want to read that one, but so far it's kind of 50-50 because I was not really feeling better than the movie, but I did like the do-over, which is odd. So yeah, so I want to give this book a try, The Love Wager. Apparently it's about this girl and this guy who meets at their friend's wedding, and basically they're trying to find love on a dating app. So yeah. Next book is also a new release, and if you guys know, I love me some Tessa Bailey. So I wanted to read Unfortunately Yours. I did not like Secretly Yours that much because I just felt like they didn't connect. But while reading Secretly Yours, we were introduced to Natalie, which was the sister of the main character, the male character in Secretly Yours, and I wanted to see how I feel about this. See if I like this one, to see if I like her point of view better than like her brother, because her brother was very dull, if I must say so myself. So yeah, I want to read that one, and I've been putting this on so many TBRs to the point that it is getting ridiculous. But Everyone's Love by Thread by Lucy Score, and I just love Lucy Score in general. So I think this gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna lie and say it's gonna be the first book I read this month, but it's gonna be one of the books I read this month. I'm gonna make sure I prioritize this book because I want to read it and see what the hype is about, because everyone's talking about how they just love Dominique in this book, and I really want to read it and see if I feel the same way. So we're gonna be reading by Thread by Lucy Score. I'm gonna get to this as soon as I'm done reading A Serpent in the Wing of the Serpent in the Wing of Nights. That title is so long, but after I finish reading that, I think I'm gonna dive into this one and see how I feel about this. So yes. The next book is Float. I don't know. I'm gonna read this. I may or may not get to this month. I don't know for sure. But all I know is she go from Alaska to Florida to spend time with her auntie, and that's all I know about this book. That's all I know, and I'm going to jump into it and see how I feel about it. But a lot of people say they like it. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how I feel. Me. The next book is The Nanny, which is also a new release. It came out sometime, I want to say last month or a month before. I picked it up because The Nanny, it reminded me of this, by the title, it reminded me of an old sitcom on Disney Channel. So I heard this book is Single Father, and it has spice in it. So we're gonna see. I'm interested in seeing what this book is about and how I feel about it. It looked like it has some interesting, what is this? Oh, it has texts in here. Okay, I'm with that. I love a good book with text messages and emails and... Oh yes, wait. I'm gonna stick this right here for you guys to read this. And we most definitely is going. We're gonna read this book just from that. We're gonna read that book. The next book is Love Theoretically by Ellie Hazelwood. This is part of her. This is like the third book she released of her Women in STEMs. I didn't like Love on a Brain. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how I feel about this one. I just love that her books always include some form of email. Like, that is just so neat to me. So we're gonna read this and see if I like this one. But I know I was in love with Love Hypothesis. So yeah, we're gonna see. I just really hate Target. Like, Target, can we please make these easier to peel? Because I can never, like, just, I don't know. Let me not get caught up in ripping this sticker off this book, but oh, thank you, Lord. But let me not get caught up because I got so many books from Target that I need to rip the sticker off of, and I haven't got around to. The next book is the Happy Ever After playlist. This is about Salon from Friend Zone. She was the friend in Friend Zone. I read the Friend Zone in June, and I want to read this one as well because I feel like I'm gonna love Salon's story more than I loved her friend. Her friend was a little bit, she got on my nerves, let's just say the least. Her friend got on my nerves. I was very much aggravated by her, and like I wasn't with it. So I want to read about Salon and how she picked up her life after what happened in the Friend Zone. So this is a very much high on the priority list this month because yeah. The next book is also a new release, and it's by K.L. Walter. She wrote The Summer of Broken Rules. I read that the year before or something. I didn't know she was coming out with another book until I seen it at Books A Million. I guess it was supposed to release on the 23rd, but it was like in the stores way before that. So I want to read this and see what this is about because I really enjoyed The Summer of Broken Rules. So we're gonna read this and that's it. I think that's all. I think that's all the books I want to read this month. But we'll see because in the meantime, I might just start mood reading and picking out books that I'm in the mood to read at the time. So we'll see at the end of the month if I read any of these books, all of these books, or at least 3 of these books. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I was talking fast as hell.